Um, so yeah, as I was talking about art being loving the quote by Marilyn that art's a question mark and should not be an answer. I can relate to understanding art to be artificial and not representative of a person's sense of moral duty, behaviours. Going back to age 4, I had a first showcase of a painting. It was the finger painting I had done involving a bird flying around and getting popped in the head. Now, so the photo features my mother and I, and my finger paintings being shown off in a mall, and okay, well, I should read it. A bird flew over, popped in my head. I was actually I had a rainbow lorikeet pet, and yeah, I had pet birds, a galah too. I had pet birds that would fly onto the curtain rails, perch there, perch on my fingers, perch on my shoulder, perch on my hand, go back into the cage. So yeah, if I learnt and understood, and that's what Roger told, like, you're a fucking moron. Everything you say about yourself, what you stand for, would have mean you would have, like, through freezing sperm, artificial insemination, hiring a surrogate mother, impregnating your own wife, Maxine. You would want a son or heir to control, take over what you've made. Instead, you just made us, impersonating the police without telling me. I had to give you the benefit of the doubt and think, well, surely when the owner's chemist is putting me through a police check, he means just that. But as a result of it, he'll know about 1989 and might ask me about. Might earn my respectability by asking me more direct questions or specific questions about what that during that time was like. Instead, he only looked up the newspaper article written about it, which the fault there is that it makes no mention of me. So, which all it would need to do, it does represent my mother and sister, the heroic stepfather as well, first stepfather, the heroic ones. So the three of them, the heroes. I would wish to be there, in defensive nightmares, dreams, whatever you would like to call them. So Roger impersonates the police while telling me he's run a police check. Turns up this newspaper article and then figures that he's showing sensitivity to me while assuming that and he does a gay or straight test without telling you that it's a gay or straight test. It involves he gets his biz partner Gary, and it was Cassandra Smith, the cosmetic counter girl, and they stand with their hips pointed toward the other, and one goes are you interested? And the other one goes video. And they're supposed to, from that, study you back at home later on and work out whose influence has gone to your mind more and heart more, so that they can determine whether you're gay or straight. Whereas simply even the person who's considered the most questionable in the scenario, and I went on to choose to prefer to talk and try and make a friendship with with Cassandra, left I'd really question mark that without verbalizing directly what this little inaugurative test was about. They've been total frauds, dishonest. Beginnings of professional relationships like this wind up creating so much suspicion on behalf of someone who surveys you, tells you about it at work after the weekend. You think it's rude. What you usually are building up to, or feel it building up to, is a sense that you're violating my privacy, plus you have religious delusions of grandeur and God complexes, and you think bisexuals don't exist, or are less natural than a supernatural God is supernatural, or a God, in the terms of a theist God sense. Yeah, so absolute foul play that no license to practice researching, but while calling it his right, while talking about his nerve by nerve studying process, while talking about it being his right, while not showing off. And this guy's a show off. Like, Roger Tall loves to show off and brag, whether he's showing off stories of pranks he performed at university, whether he's calling you poofter, saying be a good poofter. I'm like, I take offense to the question. You haven't asked me what my sexual is about, what my sexual orientation is. You've said, as opposed to being a bad one, which is what the majority of us think, as implied by the statement, is impress us by being a good one instead. So their introductory question test thing was, it's why working alongside Ben Gilbert became appealing, and he inspired me to then want to study dispensary. Is that he'd played David Bowie there, and it convinced me. This is in his post-grad locum days, where he hasn't bought into a shop yet. Once he buys into a shop, then it'll be Andrew Topp and Peter Downing and Gary and Roger saying the gross net profits pressures on you. Try and get more patients anti-psychotified in the region. I'm not having an emotional moment when I say this to hard criminals, Gary Cairns and Roger Tall. Hard, serious criminal offenders. Their excuses, well, we already pick it out. Dressing Christians, that a serial killer who had spent his life kidnapping, killing, and raping children, he'd only been death row and pray to God, pray to Jesus, and that he'll be sworn an eternity in heaven, according to the Christians, after making such a promise. Now, on the other hand, if you have someone who believes in them, a woman as gracious and beautiful as the most attractive religious woman you might have met in your entire life, but to a different religion like Islam, she's never hurt or harmed a single male or female. She has comported tremendously astute and intelligent and wise natural composure of herself, and her womanhood is very heartwarming, heartfelt, such as Ayan Hirsi Ali, although she's an apostate, but This person, however, sort of person, is going to be said to be going to hell, simply on a matter of choosing the wrong God. Whereas the child rapist serial killer just needs to be on death row and pray to God and Jesus to be saved, and then he'll have an eternity of lifetime in heaven. Don't you think that this strikes it on? But that's just the magic of the mercy of God. Is that really what you think that is? That sounds to me like it sounds to me like counter-moral fascism. And the religious bureaucratics thereof.